I gotta say, we've had some pretty exciting games so far, and I think they're just gonna keep getting better. Our next game is going to be MuMyung versus Violet, two pretty well-known players actually. And I'm not too sure who's going to win. MuMyung, actually notorious for screwing up games he was winning.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of people criticize his style, but he's certainly somebody whose name is out there. You have to get pretty far to the point where you're at least known for something like that.
Right. Well, first off, before we start, I want to tell you guys, we did stop the stream in between just because there was so much lag, and we do know that on our half, it's because of all the love that you guys are sending through, tuning in live and watching our live stream. So they did stop the stream for a while. It is back. Hopefully that should resolve a little bit of the lag issues. But if not, continue to give us some feedback. They are all read, and yes, they did ask. I do read the live comments that you guys are posting on here. Yeah. Now, another update. Remember how I told you there are 3 more games going on the 3rd floor? Right now, there's 3 more ace players who have been playing. Sunny has lost to Hyuk 2-0. And Rage has lost to Great, who's on Samsung Khan.
So far, all the Air Force players who have not played on the big screen here have unfortunately been eliminated.
Yep. You know what that brings us
the
at?
opposite is going on elsewhere.
Yep. Now that brings us to Samsung Khan having the most amount of players going into the round of 64.
Yeah.
They have 11 players going into the round of 64 now.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, that's a pretty good record.
I'm pretty sure I had another list.
I think last time we had a lot of LeCaf players in the finals. But right now, it just looks like Samsung Khan is doing really, really good. Now, that could change in the future, but it's an interesting fact.
Okay, well, MuMyung, before he joined Ace, was part of the Plus team. And you may be going, what is this Plus team? All right. What happened was there was a team called IS who split off into Plus and SG. Plus went ahead and became LeCaf, and SG became Tuna SG, then they became SG Family, which is now Pentec, which became WeMade. So, before WeMade Fox and LeCaf became the teams that we have now, the little tree, he's somewhere before the LeCaf team, but broken apart from the IS team. I know, it's the history
of
pro gaming.
The lore.
It is. I'm a nerd, I know lore.
She knows the lore.
I do. So he was a part of that Plus team, and then when the Plus team wasn't doing well, and then they decided to become LeCaf, instead of going with LeCaf, he went to SK Telecom. This guy has been all over the place. He gets around.
He's been everywhere.
He gets around. So right now, once he gets out, he'll probably go back to SK Telecom. I think that's where his team lies right now.
Yeah, I believe that's what the plan is.
Okay.
Although it is subject to change.
Let's see. He's only played 2 games in 2008, and they were both to Protoss. He lost 1. He lost to Pure, and he won versus Yoon. So, I don't know. He's playing against another Protoss today for his 3rd game, and he's 1-1, so I really don't know how he's going to fare up against Violet.
Well, we'll find out pretty soon here. It's going to be a PVZ on Colosseum, so we'll probably see either the 1-gate rush or the fast expand, probably not the proxy gateway on the middle of the map, but we never know.
We never know. Again, we keep saying this, but so far, all these games in the round of 128 have been unexpected.
Yeah, a lot of upsets.
Lots of back and forth.
Yeah, a lot of different strategies being used. So it's obviously very exciting, but sometimes it can be tough to actually have the accurate predictions here. Daezang almost lost back there.
I know.
I mean, there's another example of kind of a shocker.
Yeah. Well, okay. Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, looking at my in-game screen right now, I can see that Violet is joined the game and is ready. Meanwhile, MuMyung has not joined the game, although he is in his booth.
All right, he is. Well, Violet, I'll give you a little bit about Violet. He has been known, he's on the KTF Magic Ends team. He's been known actually to play like Reach. His style is very much like Reach, and they've been calling him like the new Reach. Okay, they couldn't think of a better name than that. Sorry, but he was basically raised by Nalra.
I think we're going to be starting this very soon. I could be mistaken. MuMyung has now joined, and they're both confirming that they're ready. So let's get ready for some PVZ.
No.
Busted. Oh.
All right, well, here are the pictures of our MuMyung and Violet. As I was saying, Violet was actually raised by Nalra and Reach, and apparently Violet and Lucifer, who Hyuk will be playing next round, they are supposedly the face of the new Protoss for KTF. So, apparently he's good. He beat Reach, his mentor, last season in round of 16. And then he lost to Shuttle, which, I don't know, because Shuttle's not in it anymore. This is just madness. Everything's just, I don't know.
Pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy. Trying to see here. Ultimately, I think he'll be alright. Although in 2005, he did have a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah. That is
so, man, all these guys with like extensive histories with losing and winning, and I can't even predict what it'll be like until I see that first game. Actually, even after the first game.
If I had to make a bet, I'd put my money on Violet. MuMyung training a lot less because he's on the Air Force team. And then you have to keep in mind that he also is kind of notorious for screwing up games. No offense to MuMyung. So that would be my guess. But, I'm happy to say that I'm wrong if I am wrong.
Yeah, MuMyung has been playing since 2001.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time.
Right, and Violet's only been around for about a year. But, again, it's the difference between who wants it more and obviously it's just shown us it doesn't really matter how much experience you have. It's how you deal under pressure inside those booths right over there. And, and who buckles down and when they need to, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm predicting Violet, but we'll find out in a little bit here. It could be, it could go the exact opposite way. By the way, cheers to all the community sites who have been advertising this. If you happen to be a member of a forum or you work in the news division of any gaming or non-gaming site and you want to post this stuff up there, you go ahead and do it, please. Because even though our bandwidth is full, it'll probably be less full on Sunday, and we would love to get some more hits down here.
Absolutely, and if you guys, find some pictures on the GOM site that you want to post along with your battle reports or something like that, just shoot us an email at feedback.gomtv@gmail.com, and you can just ask basically anything. Most of those emails get forwarded to tech teams and to whoever it needs to go to, so any feedback is definitely welcome, and we accept everything, including fan mail. We've gotten some drawings and stuff too.
Oh, really?
So thanks for that. That was pretty cool.
That's excellent.
Yep.
Yeah, and what else can I tell you? I'm pretty sure we're going to start. I'm surprised we've been talking for this long. But, I don't know. I think now it's going to start. All right, here we go. It started out now. We got MuMyung at the top right and Violet at the bottom left. MuMyung trying to buckle down and focus here. Violet, really a very strong player. MuMyung certainly has experience on his side. Look at that. A lot more people think that Violet is going to win than MuMyung.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't shock me too much, but then again, that's probably because of MuMyung's history as a choke artist. Well, my guess is we're going to see Violet get the gateway. I just think that build's great on this map. Some people prefer to get the Forge out and go with the standard fast expansion. Well, Protoss is scouting in a pretty standard time. Actually, it's not quite that standard. Most of the time you see Protoss scout after pylon. But in reality, he's going to be rushing forward no matter what with this build, so I guess he can scout a little bit later. So he's going to scout that spot, and then he'll find, he'll find his opponent next. Meanwhile, MuMyung going to go for the hatchery on 12. Now, in spots like this, it really does not favor any players. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. In spots like this, it doesn't favor the rush that we're going to see. One was brave enough to keep her face shown. So with this build, he actually scouts with 2 probes if he doesn't spot you right away. Now, as far, actually, looks like he's going to send that second probe out there as well. You don't normally see that happening. I wonder if he's going to hide a building or what. And I think that's what Violet's going to do. My guess is that, at least. No, I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to try to stop that drone with that extra probe from possibly making an expansion. No, he is going to hide something. All right, cool. No, never mind. He's not. He's just going to make a nexus there. Even Tasteless makes mistakes. He's going to use that other probe to hide it inside of his opponent's main so he can scout later on and see what MuMyung's up to. Whoa, MuMyung has pretty good control right now. Oh man, this Zealot's not going to do any damage. Yeah, he's going to need to get out of there. MuMyung's actually taking to a layer pretty early here. Normally we don't see that. He's going to keep this probe alive. Now, the fact that Violet has hidden a probe in his opponent's base could prove to be very useful because this fast layer build means that he can scout the tech with ease. And interestingly enough, Violet is not even going to get a forge. I think that's really smart because Violet sees that his opponent is already attacking so quickly. The threat of Zerglings is not really a reality. He may even let him kill the probe so that MuMyung thinks he can tech comfortably. There's a few Zerglings that got into his main. I don't think that they're going to be very effective, though. Well, the layer should be done. I don't know why he scouted up there. That was just a total waste of the scouting probe. Now he doesn't know if his opponent's going for the lurkers or for the spire. Well, he did get a few probes back there. That's going to be... Oh! He managed to sneak in there with a bunch more Zerglings. Now he's going to be in the move, harassing a few more probes. This could really hurt Violet's economy. Now you got to keep in mind, MuMyung is teching to Aspire pretty quickly here. And if Protoss doesn't have cannons up in time, it's going to be over. He's getting in there. He's dealing some damage. I would have expected a little bit more damage to be dealt. Now, if MuMyung does not inflict some damage with these Mutalisks, I don't know if he can recover. Wow, although Violet has only a small amount of probes in his main. That's really going to hurt him. MuMyung should put drones in his gas. I don't know why he didn't put drones in his gas yet. It's strange. Now, if the Mutalisks start to be very, very effective, we may see, we may see our Protoss players send out all of his Zealots and counterattack. That's a pretty smart move when you see your opponents attacking abnormally quickly. There's a hidden hatch at the bottom right. The Citadel's on the way. We've not seen a lot of mutas at all. It looks like he went for the Scorch first. He wanted to try to catch one or two of the Corsairs. I'm surprised to see him making a hatchery there. Normally you just see them make the creep. You could put the hatchery in another main.
Why do you think he did that?
Well, obviously he needed another hatchery, but maybe he'd like the positioning, the fact that it's hard for Protoss units to get through there. He could turtle pretty hard. I think MuMyung is preparing to turtle into the late game. Well, it looks as though Violet's getting a lot of Corsairs here and slowly getting to Templar Archives. We'll have DTs out pretty soon. Kind of an unusual game we're seeing on this map.
You're really surprised though, Nick. After all these games we've been watching on this map.
Well, seriously, this one's a little bit of an unusual game. It just, the way things are turning out so far, it's kind of surprising to me. Now, he doesn't seem to have spore colonies up, ready to defend him. Which means that, I think if those Corsairs can end up killing all those Scourge, they can just go around killing all of MuMyung's overlords. And that would just be disastrous. Well, he's definitely going to go for the Corsair DT. He's going to move the DTs out. A lot of Scourge over here. Alright, here come the Corsairs. All of MuMyung Scorch, ineffective. Not one or two were effective, excuse me. But now he can start killing the overlords.
The overlords. Ooh.
And he could possibly, he could potentially get this spore colony and take out this expansion. He has to get it quickly. Oh, and Violet barely escapes with one DT. That was close. My God.
Whoa.
Well, you can see air weapons is being upgraded as well. Violet's going to focus on air and try to win this air battle. And in effect, control this game. +1 armor here for MuMyung. You can see Violet's playing pretty defensively right now. That was so close. Violet could have just barely gotten that spore, but it just was barely got out in time. Incredible, really. All right, well, here's how the Zerg player is going to control this. He's going to have the Mutalisks going first when they choose the Corsairs. The Corsairs will start to attack the Mutalisks, then the Scourge will fly in next. And that probe is having a seizure. A little sloppy there by MuMyung. This is bad idea by MuMyung. MuMyung should not be doing this. The Archon, oh God, the Archon. Oh man. Whoa! He's got to be careful, but I think he's doing a good job so far. I feel like I said he's got to be careful like a million times in this cast. Hive is on the way.
그런데 지금 상황 자체는 예전 같은 프로토스 스타일이었으면은 정말 위력적인데 아니면 정확하게 있거든요. 그 게임이 한타에.
Well, here's the Dark Archon.
한타 병력에 리버가 추가되기 시작했어요. 프로토스.
And I think that's a pretty smart move. He can get Melee Storm and just snag all those air units and then let the Corsairs clean the rest of them up. This Corsair is far away from home. We may also see Ultralisks used later on in combination with Zerglians that have the Adrenal upgrade. That would not be unwise for the Zerg to do that. Well, clearly, our Protoss player has a lot of gas. He's getting a lot of Templars, and I think he's going to be preparing with a Zealot Templar combination for the Ultralisks when they inevitably come. All right, 1-1 attack and armor for the Zerglings. They're moving in here. They're going to go for this expansion. It's unclear right now if Violet's going to be prepared to take on all these Zerglings. And that was just bad by Violet. You should not have let that happen. Nice cleanup here, though. Not losing either Archon. That was kind of a waste by MuMyung. MuMyung should have also target fired the Archons with the Zerglings so he could wipe them out. MuMyung is looking pretty good, I gotta say. Especially after that attack. Although I do think he wasted some units, he did take out the Nexus. Meanwhile, he expands yet again. Well, I wonder if I really wonder if MuMyung no, let me put it like this. I really wonder if Violet should have expanded a little bit earlier and focused on that. He seemed to be so inside of his base. But then again, it's pretty hard to do that when you have that many Mutalisks and Scourge moving around.
아무리 부지런히 움직여도 지금 놀이터 딱 입구가 두 군데밖에 없지 않습니까? 네. 예, 보행이 쉽지 않은데 이후에 이제 드라곤이 되느냐 안 되냐 그것 때문에.
Well, he's constantly using one Corsair to go in here and scout what's going on, and it looks like actually MuMyung is going to get a Greater Spire first, maybe get some Devours and Guardians, try to take out the Corsair fleet and use the air factor here to win this game.
오버로드 그냥 맞는 거 무시하고 내릴 수 있는 그 정도 스타일 터져옵니다. 그래서 싸우는 선수 여기서 유턴을 만들어 건설을 해서 이방을 쌓아나가고.
Well, so far, this Corsair has somehow managed to live and will live. MuMyung is just looking really strong. I mean, he's in the part of the game that he wants to see that.
Missed all these units. Are we going to see a Defiler anytime soon?
It's certainly possible. Plague is just so good against Protoss. Oh, this sucks. You know, it's really easy to lose a bunch of Zerglings to Dark Templar because the Zerglings die in one hit, which means that the computer never tells you that you're under attack. The computer actually only tells you your forces are under attack if they're taking damage. If the units are getting killed, like in one shot, then it doesn't notify you. Alright, well, Protoss, it is a pretty static game right now, guys. I'll say that much. Zerg's attempting to get Guardians here with Devours in what is pretty much a very obvious location, which was spotted right away by the Corsairs. Meanwhile, Zerg is getting a huge ground army, forcing the Protoss to spend all of his money on Corsairs with the Vespian gas, rather than spending his Vespian gas on Archons, which means the Zerglings will be very strong. That's at least what I'm gathering here.
Alright, I just learned off of one of these forums, MuMyung in Korean means anonymous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm sure the people at 4chan will like that. Alright, big lurker trap there. He doesn't have an observer, does he? Where's his observer? Ooh, barely got away, Dark Archon. Well, part of your question earlier with Defilers, you know, when he has the Dark Archon out, he can just feed back the Defiler. Feedback counters so quickly. Basically, Protoss is just scoping out the map, trying to see if there's any expansions he can kill. Oh man, big attack up here. He should really be storming. I guess he doesn't have the energy. Oh my god. 2 storms, we'll just clean that up. Alright, there's a storm. Okay, the Devourers are now out, but I don't think the problem anymore is the Corsairs. Now it's this massive ground army. I think MuMyung messed this up pretty badly. I think he did not act. He should have been doing drop harassment. You know, something that standard Turtling Zergs do. I don't understand why. And this is one thing going right. No, but it went right too late, and that makes it a wrong. This is just Zerg doesn't really have anything now. Look, I mean, you see our observers like going around the map trying to find an army.
Find something.
There's something, but that's. I mean, you could just run over that. Oh my God, this is the no-fly zone. What? He managed to get past. Damn, those things attack slow. Alright, MuMyung's gonna counterattack. This might not matter though, there's a lot of Archons here as well as cannons. Oh my god, this is pretty bad. He's just streamlining those units in there. And when you put your units through a funnel, especially Zerglings, you know, against upgraded Protoss units, it's just like a beat grinder.
They just die so bad.
Yeah, they die so quickly.
Okay.
+3 attack, +1 armor.
We're gonna see Ultralifts anytime soon? I feel like we're due for them.
I felt like we should be seeing Ultralifts here. He should have a lot of Vespian gas. There's another counterattack that's not going to work, by the way. Oh, he could feedback that if he has the Dark Archon. There's the storm. All he has to do is storm there. There's pretty much no hope for that attack working either. Yeah, as I was going to say, is he should have a lot of Vespian gas saved up, which means we could see about 20 Ultralifts coming up here all of a sudden. But all Protoss has to do is weather the storm and hold up these attacks.
I feel like these guys are on a suicide mission.
Well, I don't know what MuMyung's doing. Sometimes I don't get this. Oh, look out! He's got to get in there. Excuse me, pardon me. Well, he got that, but the Zerglings are there now. Oh, nice!
Oh.
He's getting some successful storm drops off. We haven't really been able to see an aggressive Protoss in a while here, so it's good to see some effective storm drops working. I don't know what MuMyung's doing though. I mean, he's just sending these groups of units to streamline out of his base. This game has turned out to be not that entertaining because MuMyung is just throwing Zerglings away. Well, this attack will work because his army was somewhere else. This could be the first thing going right for MuMyung. Oh, man, he's going to get it. Takes out one Archon. Alright, the Devourers are still on the loose, turning out to be not so effective since our Protoss players stopped getting Corsairs. There's all the Ultralisks. I knew that was going to happen. Now, I think he does possibly have enough Archons to hold this off. But I don't know. I didn't like how MuMyung was playing, but I have to admit, this trick does work. And MuMyung can just keep counterattacking. Actually, I think MuMyung may very well win this now. He does have the Reavers here. Nice melee storm, pretty effective there. Another melee storm, really effective there. I don't think this is going to be enough, though. I mean, there's just no way. Actually, I don't have to say, I think I know. I know this is not going to be enough. Violet had this, but messed it up. And it was just using his army ineffectively. Man, these Ultras are trying to get out of here. Oh, barely escapes. Wow.
Wow.
All right, I don't know what Protoss can do now. I think Protoss has officially lost the game. He's lost 2 Nexuses in a short period of time.
Another change of events?
Yeah, I gotta say, I can't believe this is happening. Season 2, man, it's just crazy. So many upsets. What else can I talk about here? Nice Plague. I think this may be the killing blow, depending on the player's micro. But if they get a few Dark Swarms in there, those Archons are much less effective. Okay. That expansion's almost mined out. I don't think Zerg's going to let the Protoss get another expansion. At least he shouldn't. Nice micro with that Archon. Put it in the corner. It can deal so much more damage back there. Look at that.
Oh,
wow, that's a lot of kills.
22 kills.
Yeah, that's some good micro.
The girls in front of me are giggling over the 22 kills.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. All right. Actually, you know, with the Reavers in there, maybe he can be a little bit more damaging. All right. Oh my God, MuMyung. Oh
my
MuMyung.
God.
He's got to be careful because those, a few Reaver shots completely and totally destroy all the Ultralisks, and now all of a sudden, MuMyung has managed to lose all of his Ultralisks.
All right, so the tides have changed again.
Yeah, again. Still, though, Protoss has to be effective at attacking, and we don't really see that yet. We see Protoss holding off hordes of units, and at times failing at that. He should really feed back that Defiler. And does he have an observer yet? Okay, he does. Thank God. All right, well, let's see here. We're going to have a lot of Zerg units getting down here in the middle of the map. We may see a Storm drop here or a Reaver drop. There's the Storm drop. That's money. Damn. That's what Violet needed right there.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah.
멀티를 우선한다는 겁니다. 그래서 만약에
Well, he's going to keep that shuttle over there. I don't know if MuMyung's paying too much attention when it comes to that. But still, though, this is a pretty large army. Actually, it's a pretty large army for both players. Man, this is a long game. I hope we get a bathroom break after this. MuMyung is going to have to win this probably in the next 10 minutes, or otherwise he might be mined out on the right side of the map. Okay, here comes the big battle. Some nice, oh my god. Oh my god. That's exactly what he could not afford to let happen. MuMyung now no longer has the counterattack potential that he had before. MuMyung is definitely MuMyunging this game. At least he's consistent. But right now, you know, oh, he needs to feed back that defiler. Oh, that's not going to happen. My god, he's got 6 reavers. There's no way that he can deal with that with only Ultralisks. I mean, reavers are great against Ultralisks.
7 reavers.
7 reavers.
Yep. Oh my god.
Actually, I think our build or whatever's building counter counts units that are in production right now as well. Oh no, actually there's a 7 reavers. So I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong.
Standing around. Well, MuMyung needs to delay the Protoss from attacking anywhere that's undesirable for the Zerg, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen this game. Protoss is still behind, but I don't know how Zerg expects to deal with his army. All right, here comes Zerg once again. And it looks to me like these angles are pretty good. But again, those reavers. It's just an absurd amount of reavers. A disgusting amount. Managed to kill one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know. This game is pretty weird. A lot of Hydralisks now. I think that's the smart move. Well, it looks like MuMyung is not even mining minerals. Excuse me, Violet is not even mining minerals. Why is he having an observer over there? That's just so odd. Alright, well this is MuMyung. If MuMyung can take him out right now, that'll be huge. That means this game will probably end with a win for MuMyung. Otherwise, Violet's going to have to hang on. He's barely hanging on here with this small army. Well, it's a large army, but it's a small economy. Here comes another storm drop. Great storm dropping right now. Just fantastic. Oh my god, he's going to get a lot of lurkers. That's pretty smart. He can just bro right in front of the reavers and kill them in 2 shots from each lurker. Oh, but I think Zerg may be going for a counterattack here at the bottom left. This is smart as well.
What is going on? Oh my god.
Because he knows that whole location's undefended. So MuMyung, this should be the straw that breaks the camel's back. He can take out all of these critical tech buildings. Violet's going to go ahead and counterattack, but it's not going to be enough. I'm 95% sure. Even without these defilers, there's the plague. There's the lurkers. Violet can tell he's losing right now.
Oh.
Good game.
GG.
What a game that was. A long game, but definitely a good one. I enjoyed casting it a lot.
Wow.
I think that might be confusing to a lot of our viewers at home what exactly was happening that entire game. Basically, Zerg was doing this style where he pretty much sits back and turtles and counterattacks you over and over and over again, trying to just get rid of like one or two of your nexuses. And from there, the Protoss, well, the only thing the Protoss can do is try to defend. However, he didn't quite defend well enough. And once we lost that momentum, well, he just got put really far behind. Now we're here.
They had the wrong camera.
I had the wrong camera on us for a second.
Wow, no, that was just a lot of back and forth for me. I have to admit, that was pretty hard for me to follow.
Yeah.
But like you said, it was just so back and forth. It was,
yeah, very.
Oh God, I was dying.
The thing is, when Violet got those Reavers out, he could deal so much damage to the Zerg army. But the thing is that Violet couldn't leave his base because that whole strategy from the Zerg was focused around counterattacking.
Yeah. Wow, that was a long first game. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we have a whole nother game.
Yeah.
Second game on Andromeda.